For TOEFL speaking preparation class today. I want to wish you a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, whatever time it is with you. If you want to practice your English speaking, and in particular, if you want to practice your preparation for the speaking section of the TOEFL exam, please come in and join me. The first 2 minutes of this class are for Verbaling Premium users, which means if you're finding it difficult to get a place in a particular class that you want, you can upgrade your Verbaling membership and make sure that you get a space at these classes. I'm going to say hello to a student. Let me see. Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf.
Yeah, hi.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm actually very good because it is a beautiful day here in Tennessee. Yusuf, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Egypt, in Alexandria.
Ah, very nice. Okay. And tell me, are you planning on taking the TOEFL exam, or are you here just to practice your English?
Yeah. It's in my mind, but I need to be perfect before I go.
You need to be very good. Yeah. You need to be very good. Absolutely. Well, make sure we get some good practice for you today. You are first on my list, Yusuf. Excellent. Let me also say hello to Desarolo. Desarolo, hello there.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, my name is Jose. It's not Desarolo.
Oh, tell me again. What's your name?
Jose or Jose.
Jose. Okay. Jose, how are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain, of course. Okay. And tell me, Jose, are you do you want to take the TOEFL exam, or are you here just to practice your English?
Really, it's just to practice.
Okay. That's no problem at all. No problem at all. Jose, tell me, are you working or are you studying at the moment?
I'm working, and most of my customers speak English.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to.
Very good.
I have to ask.
You're in the right place. Yeah, sure. The question. Go ahead.
Yeah. In American or any country talk English, they have some ways in speaking. Can I learn that in long time or short time or what? Look, my speaking not good like you.
Well, sure, and I'm a native speaker, so it's easy. It's easy for me. Are there particular words that you're hearing in American English or British English? Yeah. Well, I mean, for example, if we look at idioms, which most languages have, there are stages we go through when we're learning a new language. We learn the basics, and then we learn the language that really brings it to life. So when we have idioms or expressions in English, first we recognize them, then we understand them, and then we know when to use them. So at that advanced level of English speaking, if you can use idioms, for example, with comfort, then you sound like a natural English speaker. So, I mean, it's absolutely possible to speak very naturally. It just takes a lot of work, and it's something that I think if you're learning English as a second language, you're always going to be learning, because everyone, native English speakers, they had a head start, right? They were immersed in it, so it's easy for native speakers. Yeah.
There are one science in English, I think it's called phonics. Yeah, it's important.
The phonetics, absolutely. In terms of pronunciation and sentence stress, very important. And you can see the difference with the British English and American English. There are different stresses and different sounds as well.
Yeah.
And of course, a British person and an American person, they can speak to each other and they can understand each other, but there are still differences in pronunciation and vocabulary. And and also differences in English and American English, because these are differences of culture. So it can be pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Let me say hello to. We're going to get started. My computer's having a slow moment there. 1 sec. Alessandro, first of all. Hello, Alessandro.
Hello, Hamish. Nice to meet you.
Hello, how are you? Good to meet you too. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Alessandro,
I'm fine, thank you.
where are you from?
I'm from Italy. I'm Italian.
Very nice. Okay.
Especially from Rome.
Oh, very good. Okay. I haven't been to Rome, I must admit, but I know my wife, she wants to go back to Italy, so I'm sure one day we'll get to visit Rome. Are you working or are you studying right now?
Well, I'm studying.
Okay.
Faculty of Commerce and Business Administration.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Very good. Are you planning to take the TOEFL exam in the future?
I believe that I will need one day to take the TOEFL in order to work in multinational companies. But for now, I believe that I need more to practice. So this is why I'm joining this class.
Very good, very good. Well, it's really good to have you here. I look forward to practicing with you today. Very, very good welcome to you, Alessandro.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Let me say hello to Dennis. Hello, Dennis. Oh, I'm trying to keep you on screen there. Dennis, hello there. Oh, I can't hear you. Is your microphone on? You can see in the top right there's a button to unmute yourself. No problem at all. Let me say hello to Dennis. Hello, Dennis. I'm writing in the chat box now. I get totally distracted. There we go. Hello, Dennis. Yes, I can't hear you right now, but if we hear you later, I'll look forward to speaking with you. Imad, hello. Hello. How are you, Imad?
Hi, sir. I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for this classes.
Oh, no problem at all. It's good to see you again. I'm going to say it'll be good to practice with you today in class, Imad. So thank you for joining us. Let me say hello also to Mauricio. Hello, Mauricio. I can't hear you yet, Mauricio. Is your microphone unmuted? Maybe not. Maybe we're having some. Oh, there we go.
But maybe he don't know where to unmute himself. Some people came for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, so the button is in the top right, isn't it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to type that one time.
Chat box. Yeah. Above the chat box.
Yeah, using the top right button. Okay, I'm gonna let you find that. Let me say hello in the meantime to Mina. Hello, Mina.
Hey, Mr. Hamish.
How are you today?
I'm great. What about you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I look forward to practicing some English with you today. Very good to see you there, Mina. Let me say hello to, is it Narita or Narida? You tell me. I think Narita, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you tell me again? I didn't hear that. Yes, I can't hear you either, Narita. Oh, gosh, we're having technical problems today. I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me? My name is Nereida.
That came through. Thank you, Narita. I've got it. Very good. Let me write that down on my list.
My microphone was off.
Narita, where are you from?
I'm from Spain. Yeah.
Spain? Oh, very good. Are you studying or are you working right now?
I'm working and I'm studying at the same time. I'm studying English and I'm
both.
working as a teacher of music in a primary school.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Welcome, Narita. Welcome to class, and I look forward to hearing you
Thank you.
a little more later on. Let me say hello to Victor. Hello, Victor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing today?
Just I'm taking the class. I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. We'll practice together later on. And, well, we said hello to everyone. Thank goodness. I know I didn't say hello. I didn't hear hellos from everyone. I hope that when we need to speak, we can unmute our microphones in the where are we? Oh yeah, in the top right, wherever it is of your screen. And before we start, let me add some links so you've got those again in the chat box. The first link I'm putting in here is the link for the official TOEFL website. If you have any questions about when or how much, all that good stuff, you can put that in the chat box right there. Is that my Google Doc, Ing? Is that the one you put in there? Very helpful if you did.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great stuff. I'll put my Facebook page in there as well, just for the sheer fun of it all. There we go.
I liked it. I liked your Facebook page. Is very useful, I think.
Thank you very much. So those are my 3 links for today. So the Facebook page, which is fine and good. The official TOEFL website, very useful for official information about where you need to go, how you apply, why you need the TOEFL, why you need to take the TOEFL for 2 or 3 different reasons: for studying abroad and also sometimes for working abroad. For certain professional jobs, you'll need a TOEFL score. If you want to work as a pharmacist, for example, in the United States, they would ask for a TOEFL score before you could do that job here in the United States. And also very common, a university or a college here in the US will ask for a specific TOEFL score. I can't tell you what score that would be, but each school will tell you. So if you are looking to study in the US, for example, you can contact the school, and they'll let you know very, very happily. They'll let you know what score you need. But that website will tell you about how much it will cost, where you can take it, how long it takes, the best ways to prepare, all those good things. For now, we're going to concentrate today on the speaking section, and because it's fun, we're going to look at question 1. Questions 1 and 2 are both integrated. Yes, they're not. They're independent. I beg your pardon. They're independent questions, so no other reading, no other listening, just one question, and you give one answer. So I'm going to get started with that. Questions in the chat box, and I'll ask one student to prepare and to give me their answer. We'll practice together later on. Answer, but please, everybody, as we go through each question, think to yourself, you would give the description, adjectives, word choice, all those good things. Let me take one there. Again, I'll put the question, I'll paste the question into the chat box. Let's remember now, of course, we have 15 seconds to prepare our answer, and we have 45 seconds to give our answer. So 45 seconds preparation time. Sorry, I'm all a muddle today, aren't I? 15 seconds preparation time, 45 seconds speaking time. Let me get that in the box there. I'm going to be very strict with our time today. I'm going to use the stopwatch on my cell phone to keep us right. Very important to practice in the correct way. So important to be strict with yourself when you're practicing, because if you take 5 minutes to prepare, well, that would be easy. 15 seconds, that's pretty difficult, and that's one of the reasons TOEFL sets that time limit, is to be challenging. Yeah, these questions, these question 1 questions, they're very everyday, very ordinary questions about you, about education, all kinds of good things. You should have an answer in your first language. Of course, the challenge is to answer that in English. and to only have 15 seconds to prepare as well. Let me start off with, get my box ready, 1 second. Yusuf, you were number 1 in the classroom. Would you like to go first today? Yusuf, are you happy to practice with us today?
I'm sorry, are you calling to me?
Yeah, Yusuf, are you happy to practice with us today?
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so this question, I'm going to put it in the chat box. This one's for Yusuf, but please, everybody, take that chance, take that opportunity to look at the question and think, okay, this is where I would go with that. So, let me find the question. I'll put it in the box, and then I'll start the preparation time and the speaking time. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, Yusuf, your question. Talk about an event from the past that you would like to relive. Describe the original event and say why you would like to relive it. You have 15 seconds to prepare your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now.
Okay.
No other listening. Just one question and you give one answer. So I'm going to get started with that.
Okay. You're gonna tell me when to start, isn't it?
Okay, Yusuf, yes, please begin your answer now.
Okay, so one event I would like to live again is when my brother's wedding, because he went to a beach and he made a big party after the wedding. So I was with most of my
Mr. Hamish, who is talking right now, not Yusuf. So,
all right, who is it? Let me see.
Yeah, you muted him because.
Oh, I see. That I was getting a sound from that. I'm sorry. My confusion.
Yeah, he answered instead of Yusuf.
Yeah, is Yusuf? Yusuf, are you still here?
Yeah, but I think this role who is who is answering.
Oh, I see. Okay, my mistake. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Jose. Sorry, that one's for Yusuf, please. So we'll need to be quiet for him. Yusuf, are you still there, please? The reasons TOEFL sets that time limit is to be challenging. You know, these questions, one questions. I'm sorry, Yusuf, I can't hear you, so I'm going to have to put this to someone else. I'll tell you what, Imad, would you like to have a go at this question?
Yeah, but I really didn't follow the question because I was upset by the noise and was trying to fix the noise.
No, sure. I mean, the question's on the board. Do you want to take 15 seconds to prepare for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's 15 seconds for Imad. Okay, Ahmad, please begin your answer now.
Yeah, I think the most effective event that happened in my life is the graduation party that we had after the graduation from the university. It was very sensitive moment. I think in that moment we start to remember everything about our teachers. We started to admire everything that we used to hate, we used to complain about. But at that point, we started to see everything from another perspective, point of view. I think this moment was very important from my life. I would like to relive that moment where I started to express.
Okay, Ahmad, that's good. That's good. I'm going to stop you just because it's 45 seconds, not because it wasn't interesting. That's all. No, I just want to. It's difficult, right? Yeah, 45 seconds. It can be challenging. Sometimes it seems like a lot of time. Other times it seems like It seems like it goes on forever. Absolutely. So, Imad, tell me, that question itself, is it a difficult question? What do you think?
No, it wasn't difficult at all. I started to prepare for it. I think in this time I make a lot of preparation that caused me to take a long time to express the idea.
Okay, okay. And you were very. I mean, your first sentence, you explained. Okay, this is about the graduation. What would you say? I mean, what are your two or your three key reasons for why this is the event you would like to relive?
Yeah,
What would you say?
clear. Yeah, I wasn't clear in this response. I didn't like to make it like highlighted the response. I like it to. In this time, I tried to show that the natural response that I make it if someone asks me. I don't know if it's working or not, but I tried to make a natural response because I feel more comfortable in this case. I don't know if it's not working or not. I don't know.
Well, I think it's an interesting answer, and it's good. It's good to be interesting. You think of these TOEFL examiners having to listen to so many answers. If we make it interesting, that's going to help. And it's absolutely fine to talk about a sensitive issue. And I mean, this question, you know, it's going to be something significant, isn't it? I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, if I should say first and second.
When we give an example, when we answer this question, I think structures is. Yeah, the structure is going to be very important when you give that answer. It's important to be clear ourselves when we're planning. I know it's only 15 seconds, but that's why it's so good to practice, because we need to plan. Okay, here's reason 1, 2, or reason 1, 2, 3. Take the quickest note we can, and then we're ready to give that clear structure. And that's very important, because if the examiner can understand where you're going with the answer, if they don't have to work as hard to understand, oh, okay, and here's the second point, here's the third point, you're going to get a higher score, because the easier it is for them to understand your direct answer, your description, your examples, then the better your English must be, right? Because you must be pronouncing things well, you must be talking at a natural pace, you must be using good vocabulary for them to understand these things. But that structure also, I would put structure right at the top as being very important. So the examiner, when they're listening back, can understand where that answer is going. I know you didn't expect to be number one today, but you were, Ahmad. Thank you for being our first practice today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, let me see. Alessandro, are you happy to practice with us today?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here comes question number 2.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to put it in the box, and again, 15 seconds to prepare, 45 seconds to give your answer. There it is. Right. Alessandro, please name a place in your country you would recommend others to visit. Describe this place and explain why you would recommend it. Alessandro, you have 15 seconds to prepare your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now.
Okay.
Okay, Alessandro, please begin your answer now.
Okay, the place I would recommend in Italy, it will be Sardinia. Sardinia, it's an island that have a magnificent sea, wonderful beaches. It's also away from traffic and crowd. What else? Yeah, it sees the sea of Sardinia is one of the best sea in the whole world. It have a lot of caves and a lot of rare fishes. Also, there are a lot of sports water water sports you can play in Sardinia.
Okay, thank you, Alessandro. That's 45 seconds. I will stop you there. Let me take just one note quick. There we go. Water. Lots of good things in your answer, Alessandro. I thought that was a very interesting answer. I kind of want to go there myself right now. It sounds pretty good. It sounds nicer than winter in Tennessee, I must admit. What do you think of your answer? Did you give a full answer to the question?
Yeah, I tried to look to the answer and see the many points it was described in the answer. For that, when I talk about the country, the reason why I recommend it, because it's a good place, and what you can do in that place, and also what makes the place special. This was the three things I get from the question. I believe that there are words that I did not pronounce it good, and I believe also that my answer was not correctly, not ranked correctly. I mean, I should start with the beach, then give a clear explanation about why it's special. So going through the why you have no traffic, and yeah, I talked about this 2 points, so I should not. My mistake was that I talked about the beach, the sea, then about the crowd, then I get back to the fish and the caves. I think that I should have talked about all those things together and then get back to, and then.
Right, I got you. Oh, I see, and I think you're right. I want to say, Alessandro, I really liked some of the words you chose. I thought were really good. You used magnificent and wonderful, and these are absolutely the words we would use, and a native speaker would use if they were describing a place they wanted other people to come to. These are words that say, come here, come visit, because it's magnificent, it's wonderful. So really good word choice, and just really good, really appropriate words as well. I agree. I think the answer went to one place and then came back and then went somewhere else. So with practice, you'll become a lot more comfortable with the structure of your answer. There was a very nice point towards the end. I mean, you're right. There are some, there were some grammatical errors, and everyone is going to have those. We want to make them as few as possible. I heard a couple, but the thing is, I still understood what you were saying. For example, if you say, I think it was away from crowds or away from crowd, I forget which one it was. If you get that wrong, then I still understand what you're saying. And there was a very nice moment, Alessandro, towards the end where I think you said sport waters. Oh no, water sports. That's great. That's great when you can turn that around, because if we make a mistake and then go on and don't correct it, well, that tells the examiner one thing. If we make a mistake, realize, and make the correction, that tells the examiner something else entirely. That's a great thing to do. I don't mean we need to repeat every single thing we say until it's perfect, but if we make an error, if we make a mistake, if we have the time, sure, stop. Oh, no, what I mean is, and say it again correctly. That shows the examiner that you're aware of those little mistakes you make, and that's really good news for any students when they do that, because the examiner can say, well, everyone makes mistakes, but this candidate was able to correct themselves instead of needing someone else to do it. So yeah, you can work on the structure, and that's why it's important to practice. You can work on improving your grammar as well, but it was an interesting answer, and it was an answer that I understood really quite easily. So lots of good things. Thank you for being number 2 today.
Thank you to give me the whole explanation and actually told me what I need to correct. I take a note about what is wrong, structure, grammatical, and the most important things. I was afraid that correcting myself in front of a teacher or examiner was wrong, but now I understand that it's a good thing to do. in order to give a good impression to the person.
It can be a good thing. You know, we can't correct every single mistake we make. We don't have time in 45 seconds, and we all make mistakes. In the next 45 seconds, I will make some mistakes in my speech. It's the way of the English language. But if you see a clear mistake, yes, you have an opportunity to correct it, and it tells the examiner a good thing. It just shows that you're aware of those mistakes. So yes, I think you can do that, absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Let me have a look to see where we are. Narrator, would you like to practice with us? Narrator, I'm struggling to hear you, I must admit. Can you unmute your microphone? I'm sorry, I can see you. I can see you speaking, but I can't hear you. I'm sorry about the technical problems there. Sorry about that, but if we can fix that later on, I will come back to you. Let me go to Mina. Mina, would you like to practice with us?
Sure.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear, which is great. Let me find. Yes, I found a good question for you. Let me put this in the chat box.
Okay.
So this one is for Mina, but please, of course, everybody, take those 15 seconds, think about your examples, your descriptions, all those things. Let me put the question in the box. There it is. I'm going to start our practice now. Mina, your question 1, which person are you most likely to go to with a personal problem? Describe this person and say why you would go to him or her in particular. You have 15 seconds to prepare your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now. Okay, Mina, please begin your answer now.
I would ask for my help because he's a wise man and he got a lot of experience in life. So whenever I face any kind of problem, I always go to him and ask for his help. So that's what I usually do.
Okay, Mina, thank you. What is that? Is that a difficult question or an easy question for you, Mina? What do you think? Oh. If Mina comes back, of course, I wanted to say to Mina, hopefully Mina will return. Oh, that might be him right now. Ah, there we go. 1 second. Just waiting for Mina so I can. There we go. Welcome back. All right, Mina, I wanted to say I got some very clear points from you in your answer. You talked about, going to your dad with a problem. You talked about him being a wise man with good life experience, and it was clear that you would go to him. That's the person you would go to in particular. I think something that would really help your answer is to give us an example. It doesn't have to be true. You could make something up, but to give an example of something, some problem in life where you would go to your dad and ask about. It could be about education, relationships, work, money, family. It could be anything you like, but it would be a great way to say, well, here's the kind of thing I would speak to my dad about, and here's why. Here's why he would know about this. Perhaps because he does well in business, or because he has such a good family, because he's so well respected. There could be all kinds of things that you could give as examples, but the examiner is listening very hard to hear those examples and details, so that the story is a clear one, that the story has that kind of information. You're right.
Well, he passed away long time ago, so I was trying to improvise or getting any kind of example.
Absolutely, no, I'm not saying it's easy, Mina, not at all. But examples is definitely what we're looking for, and you have some time.
I forget to bring an example. Yeah, I totally forget about this example.
No, sure, and that's why it's so good to practice, because if we don't practice, we don't know. We don't know what's difficult, and I mean, I find that difficult as well. That taking notes in that 15 seconds, if you can write down those 2 or 3 things, for me that would be so important. Of course, all students, we have different ways of preparing and of working through questions like this. Then let's somewhere else. So with practice, you'll become a lot more comfortable with. But yes, definitely. I think if you want to practice that question again outside of class, just get your phone out and then practice with the timing. It would be useful to think of the example, take the note, and then include it in your answer. But thank you for giving that that answer, Mina. Thank you for doing that. Nice one.
Thanks to you.
Let me see. I'm going to say hello. No, you're very welcome. I'm going to say hello to Alex. Hello, Alex. Welcome back.
Hi, teacher.
How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Excellent. Would you like to practice with us today?
I guess so, if I'm not going ahead of anyone else.
I'm just picking cards at random at the moment, so don't worry, no problem at all. All right, I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to put it in the chat box. And then I'm going to start your practice again. This one is for Alex, but everybody, please take your 15 seconds to plan your answer. Here's the question. Alex, your question 1. What custom from your home country are you most fond of? Describe the custom and explain why you are fond of it. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to prepare your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now. That shows the examiner that you're aware of those little mistakes you make, and that's really good news for any of these students. The examiner can say, well, everyone makes a mistake. Okay, Alex, please begin your answer now.
Okay, well, first off, I guess I should mention that I'm a rather modern man, so I'm not really fond of ancient rites and customs and stuff like this that gets passed on from generation to generation. I am aware of some of them, like gifting women small trinkets for March 1st, just a sign of goodwill, acknowledging that spring has come. But I can't really say I could pick one rite that I particularly like. So, well, if you really made me choose one, I suppose I just like Christmas caroling, when the ancient way, when people would dress up in ridiculous costumes, popular costumes, and I think gypsies would go caroling with a bear. I mean, they would have bears with them. Just
okay. Alex, I'm gonna stop you there. I'll stop you there, Alex, just because of the timing. That's all. Okay. Not because I'm being very rude today, I promise. Now, you had a problem with that question. You had a difficulty. Is it because you didn't really want to choose one thing? When we look at the word, but then when you started talking about it, I think you actually gave me one. You gave me one or two very clear examples. So a lot of your answer, you were really not wanting to give me a clear example, but when you did, they were fine. When we look at this word, custom, does it have to be an old thing, or can a custom be newer than that?
I suppose you could just talk about social customs, and like taking your shoes off in Japan when you go in someone's house. Mm-hmm. But I'm not really aware of those either, not of anything that would be interesting to explain to someone else.
And I agree. I think it's difficult, isn't it, when we think of our home country and we think, well, what do they want to know about? What's different here to another place? That can be difficult. But I thought the examples that you gave, in terms of the one that the trinket to the lady on March the 1st for the start of spring, I love that, right? And it seems you have an opportunity here in your answer to go with that, to go with an answer like that. It doesn't have to really be your favorite custom, because there won't be a lie detector test later on, right? And the examiners, they don't mind. They don't mind if you make it up. They just want a clear answer, an answer that they can understand with description, with explanations, and a good structure. They're not expecting some very extensive answer. It's only 45 seconds, and of course they know you only have 15 seconds to plan it out as well.
I was wondering, I'm not sure how the TOEFL works, but for the CAE exam, even if you just couldn't come up with some example, you would still get graded if you actually managed to just work your way around the topic, just talk fluently, just squirrel your way out, I suppose. I'm not sure.
I understand completely. With TOEFL, not a chance. Not a chance. They are looking for an answer. They're giving you a task, right? Describe the custom. Explain why you're fond of it. So your goal, and this is for everybody here, your goal is to give them a direct answer. So if you don't, in this example, if you don't have a custom,
just make something up.
Make it up, yeah. Because the task is to answer it. Absolutely. You could talk beautifully or very eloquently about why you don't want to answer it or why you don't have an answer. In the TOEFL, that's not going to help one bit. In TOEFL and IELTS, they want to hear a direct answer. It doesn't have to be true, but a direct answer with explanation. We absolutely have to stick to the rules here in TOEFL. I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's just the way that TOEFL wanted. So that's a really good question, by the way. But yes, it won't help to talk around it. We just have to give an answer. Yeah. But I like the trinkets one. I like the Christmas carols as well. We pick one of those and go with it. Alex, thank you for practicing with us again. That was, I think you were a very good sport there. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.
No problem at all. Let me see. Mauricio. Hello, Mauricio. Are you still with us? Would you like to practice? I'm listening, but I can't hear you. Oh, that sounds better. Try again.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Mauricio. I can't hear you. I'm going to have to move on. Let me see. Eric, how are you?
Hi, how are you, teacher?
I can hear you. What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing that is. Would you like to practice with us?
Yes, I'm still waiting.
Excellent. Anyway, okay, here we go.
I can make a note.
I'm sorry?
I can make a note about when you put the question in the chat.
Of course. You'll have 15 seconds to take your note. And for everybody, when you take the TOEFL exam, you'll be in a room and you'll be using headphones, a microphone, just like now, and they'll give you a piece of paper and a pen, so you'll have materials to take notes. And with questions like this, you'll have the time. Well, not much time, but yes, you'll have 15 seconds. So I'm going to choose a different question for you because that's just more fun.
Okay.
Let me have a look. Yeah, otherwise you had 10 minutes, right? Let me put this question here in the chat box, and Eric will start your practice. Here we go. All right. Eric, your question 1. Who is the most intelligent person you know? Describe the person and say why you think he or she is the most intelligent? I'm going to give you 15 seconds to plan your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now.
He is older, he have a lot of experience.
Okay, Eric, please begin your answer now.
Okay. The most intelligent person I know is my father. My father is a old person. He is a very good professional. He has a lot of experience in his career, in his field, and I think he's very intelligent because he wants a lot of reward in his career. He have many person asking my father question. They looking for advice from my father, and for this reason, I think my father is the most intelligent person I know.
All right, thank you, Eric. You had about 5 seconds left, but you don't have to take all the time if you give a full answer. Eric, I know. So I gave you a brand new question. What do you think of that question? I mean, how long did you take to decide? I know you went with your father. How long did it take you? Was that just it's my father, or did it take you longer to think about that?
Because when you ask the question, the question you asked before to the other student, I make a note. I try to answer the question you asked the other students, and the question it's very familiar to the you make a
They're similar. No, that's right. I remember the one you would go to for advice.
You asked Yusuf about. And what's your in my answer for my first time said, and I want to relive, or why I to relive, and I remember that question, and I thought, my father, because I think it's the best, because you said we need to answer the question fast and to give him a whole idea fast, but to be it's no need to be true, but need to be correct.
That's right. Yeah, doesn't have to be true at all. Not one bit. I mean, it has to be believable. I think. But yes, we can. If when we're planning out our 15 seconds and we think of a good answer, let's go with the good answer. It doesn't have to be the true answer.
Yes.
But if we think it's a good answer, if we're thinking, I've got good vocabulary, I can think of some good examples. Then go with that. Go with that, absolutely. Let's see the question. Yeah, describe the person and say why you think he or she is intelligent. Did you answer? Did you give a good answer, a full answer? Do you think?
I think I give a fast answer because I said my father is a it's a very intelligent person. I think because his major is in psychology, and a lot of person asking my father advice because he read a lot and he liked to start readings, and he working before for university and for institutions. Right now, my father is an advisor for a foundation helping people have a drug problem with the drugs. Person have a problem with addiction to the drugs, and I think this is the best answer I have. Maybe I know person more intelligent than my father.
Okay, and I think you.
Thank you.
Right. I mean, the good news is it's a believable answer.
Okay.
It's easy for previously. I think no, absolutely. You can talk about. You gave the example and you talked about this is he's an older man. He's professional with a lot of experience. I think that the most helpful part for me when I was listening. I can't. Oh yes. When I was listening was you gave that example of a lot of people coming coming to him for advice, especially when, you know, during his career, people would come to him and ask for the answer because he would be the one, he would be the guy that would have the answer to those questions or those problems. And I think that's a really helpful thing to say, because it paints a picture.
You think I will pass this question?
I think it's possible. I think there was. It's hard. I would have to check the recording. I mean, I don't have a recording, but I would have to check that. And there would be there are a couple of people who assess each recording. I think it was a clear answer. I think you had some more time, a few seconds at the end, where you could give more details about your father, and maybe some examples of advice he might give, the kinds of things. Because you talked about business, that was very clear, and were there other things that he would know about? And you went on after your answer. We were talking, and you explained the other things that he's doing now, and these are great things to talk about. I know it's only 45 seconds, so such a short amount of time, but I'd be looking for one or two more bits of a detail or an example. But yeah, no, thank you for practicing with us,
thank you,
Eric. That was I liked. It was an interesting answer, and that really is a good thing. Mauricio, you're saying you let's see, can I hear you now, Mauricio?
Yes, sir, I think so.
All right, thank goodness. There we go.
Well, yeah, hello from Colombia, everybody.
We can hear you loud and clear, which is good news. Okay, we're going to practice with you, Mauricio. I'm going to get my question and put it in the chat box. Let me see. Yeah. Okay.
Shoot.
Here we go. All right. Mauricio, talk about something you and your family enjoy doing together. Describe it and explain why you all enjoy it. You have 15 seconds to prepare your answer. Your 15 seconds begin now.
Okay. Ready?
You can take 15 seconds. Okay. In fact, the recording won't start. It's an automatic thing, so better we take it. We've got 5 seconds left, so no big shakes. There we go. Okay, Mauricio, please give me your answer now.
Okay, something that we enjoy a lot is when we get together to study the Bible. We call it the night worship, and in that night we get together, we read some Bible scriptures, and actually I think it helps a lot because we analyze some advice and some Bible principles. And if we have some family problems, we research some information about it, and we solve problems, we unite, we share, and that helps us a lot as a family, and we can grow together. I mean, not only in our love of bound, but also in our love, in our principles, and in our spiritual life. I think that's why it's very important to do that in the worship every night.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. A very interesting answer. Tell me, when you saw the question, something you and your family enjoy doing together, did you know straight away you were going to talk about that? Or,
I pictured that, immediately. I pictured immediately that.
Yeah, and that's great when you can do that. And of course, some questions you might take some time to think about the answer. But when you think of it straight away, that's great, because then you have more time, of course, to plan out your answer. So sometimes we're just lucky, I think. Sometimes we get a question and we think, yeah. But to be honest, the more practice we do, the more correct practice we do, the more likely we're going to be quicker deciding on our answer. I thought you gave a very interesting answer. I like some of the phrases. You talked about love and principles. It was very believable, and it felt very sincere. And yes, I like the language you were using. What do you think? Did you give a full answer, do you think?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, I think
Let's see. Describe and explain why you will enjoy it.
Yeah. I think I got my idea clear. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And with and I could understand quite clearly what you were saying. And I think again, with practice, and I say this for everybody, with practice, your answers will be the structure to your answer will be clearer. For example, we can use for example. We can say first, second, third. We can use sort of connecting words to help that poor English speaker know where we're going with an answer. Very common. The English listeners were always listening for first, second, or for example, or another reason is. If you use those, and if you use those English phrases, that'll help your answers become to have a clear structure. But I have to say, I thought that was a very Mauricio. I thought it was a very interesting answer, very believable, and I think if an examiner was listening to that one, they would enjoy it, and I think they would understand it quite easily.
Thank you, teacher.
So
thank you.
Some really good stuff in there.
All right, so Colombia is great, right?
No disgrace at all, I promise. All right, Yusuf, I'm coming to you last of all. Are you ready to practice with us? Yusuf, are you happy to practice with us? I can't. Do you want to try unmuting your microphone? I can't hear you at the moment. Nope. Right. I can't hear you. Should we try one more time? No, I can't. I'm afraid not. I can't hear you yet. No. Got nothing coming through except my own teacher voice. Want to try saying one more thing so we can hear this? Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Yusuf. I can't hear you, so it's not going to work for us today. We're going to do more of these classes, Yusuf, and for everybody here, we're going to run more of these TOEFL practice classes, and we're going to practice more question 1, question 2, and especially this week, we're going to do more of that. You can join me for IELTS speaking preparation as well, and there are a lot of similarities between those two exams, so please join me for those if you want to practice your questions to these quite common English questions. Thanks to everyone who practiced with me today. So good to hear your answers, and such interesting answers today as well. I really enjoyed hearing those, enjoyed hearing your vocabulary, your word choice. Have another look at those questions. Have a look at the guidance as well that I posted near the top. Can't find it now, but let's put that in one more time so you've all got it. Yeah, here's the guidance. I'm just going to add that. There we go. So take a look at that. It's good advice for these questions 1 and 2 for these independent questions. I'm going to see you all again really soon. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you so much.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Mukhtar. Thanks.
Nice
I hope you a nice evening.
All right, you too. I'll see you all again